Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This pick a card is for love and we're going to be looking at a lot. So we're going to be looking at the energy surrounding the connection at present. We're going to be looking at your person's heart towards you. We're going to be looking at their mind and their thoughts towards you. And we're also going to be looking at whether or not you should reach out to them. Okay, some of you guys want to kind of feel what's going on and, you know, in order to maybe help make a decision as to whether that is the right thing, maybe to extend a hand or send a text or something like that. So if you want to know if you should reach out, right, we're going to take a look at that today. Again, we're going to look at the energy surrounding it, their heart, their mind, in order to help you gauge whether that's a good idea or not. Okay, at the end of the day, I can't tell you what to do. Never use tarot as a map or a blueprint for your life, right? Because at the end of the day, you are in the captain's seat, you control, and you are the one who navigates your own ship, right? Despite what tarot says. So always empower yourself to make the choice for you and you alone, despite what any tarot reading might tell you, okay? So I have 3 cards on the table. I also have 3 crystals on the table. If you haven't had a chance to meditate as of yet, by all means, go back to the very beginning of the video. There are timestamps there for a portion of silence. You can pause the video, take as much time as you need to in order to choose your card and or your crystal. If during that time you feel intuitively nudged to pick more than one, by all means, pick one card or one crystal or both, right? Pick whatever you feel you need to do, basically. And these readings are timeless, so whether you watch it now at the upload time or maybe a couple of months, years down the road, it's whenever, again, you feel intuitively led to watch, there may indeed be a message here for you. At the end of the day, though, these readings are general, so I can't possibly expect to connect with everybody, although I hope you find a message here. But if you don't, maybe consider checking out my Pick a Card playlist. I have a bunch of readings there you can peruse. You might find another one that will connect better. And let's say when all is said and done, I'm not the reader for you. That's totally okay. YouTube has many readers out there. I'm pretty sure the universe will lead you to the one that has the messages that you are looking for right now in this moment. All right, so with all that being said, Star Family, let's go ahead and get these out the way. We'll go directly into the first reading. Hello, pile number 1. You chose what I believe is a cappuccino jasper. And I'm going to put that there. That is your crystal. This is your card. I did not shuffle for these cards. I kind of just picked a trio of 3 that were similarly related, maybe in regards to love. So this is your card. That is what you chose. So I'm just going to put that there as kind of like a representation of your pile, but I will not read for that. So let's go ahead and start with the energy surrounding your connection with your person. Whoa, okay. Express your love, go ahead and make the romantic gesture, which is crazy because we are going to look at their heart and their mind, and then one of the questions or one of the positions I'm also going to look at is, should you reach out, right? And it's saying express your love, go ahead and make the romantic gesture. So obviously if you guys chose this reading, it's because you were wondering if maybe you should make the romantic gesture, right? And that's kind of giving us an indication that perhaps, yeah, it looks promising. But let's go ahead and take a look at their heart space, okay? Let's see their heart towards you at this time. Your person, your special person, pile number 1 viewers, their heart towards you at this time. Let's see their feelings, their heart towards you, the connection and the relationship. Okay, the Chariot. For whatever reason, I feel like I want to grab one more, okay? Because the Chariot, when it comes to relationships, can be a little bit on the fence, okay? All right. Okay, so we have the Queen of Pentacles, all right? Let's take a look at their mind, okay? And then I'm going to get into this. Their mind or thoughts when it comes to you and the connection. Pile number 1 viewers, their mind, their thoughts towards you. What are they thinking when it comes to the connection with you? Okay, wow. So that's definitely good news. And then I'm gonna wait until I get through these cards before we ask the question, should you reach out? Okay, so when we're looking at their heart, okay, by the way, somebody might be a Cancer, somebody might be Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. And we have also Taurian energy here with the Hierophant, I believe so. Yeah, the Hierophant is Taurus. So that could be you, that could be them, somewhere in the chart. Nonetheless, when we're looking at the heart space, right, and the Queen of Pentacles is an energy of stability and feeling safe and secure, right? And it could be that maybe you are the divine feminine in the connection and their heart is focused on that divine feminine energy represented by the Queen of Pentacles. None of these cards are gender specific, but we're looking at the spiritual energy. So I could be a woman, right? I'm a woman and I can connect more with my masculine. So I could be representing as divine masculine, while my, let's say, my person could be, let's say, a man, and he could be identifying as the feminine, right? So again, it all balances itself out. But whoever, right, is the divine feminine, right, in this dynamic, that person is on the heart with this card, okay? So I'm looking at her like, yeah, she's the queen bee. Usually the Queen of Pentacles is that energy where, you know, it's this feeling of safety, security, and very grounded and stable. The energy of the Chariot is where it's like needing to harness the energy, right? Needing to bring itself to a place where it can focus and move forward, okay? Move forward. What I'm getting from this combination of the Chariot and the Queen of Pentacles is that their heart towards you is getting to a place of balance and stability, okay? They're feeling like they're pulling themselves together. And I say pulling themselves together because of the Chariot card. The reason for that is there are two kind of like polar energies, right? With the yin and the yang in the horses here, or the sphinxes in the card. And there has to be a point where these, I guess, if you want to call them opposing, these opposing forces need to find common ground and go in a single direction, right? And there's this feeling of their heart is kind of wanting to find the common ground with you, wanting to, I guess, be on the same page is what I'm getting with the Chariot, and find that stability and find that common ground that creates a solid foundation, as would, you know, the Queen of Pentacles be sitting on. She's sitting on a very solid throne, right? It's grounded. It's not going anywhere. So it kind of feels like they want to get to that place with you where you guys can find common ground and be on the same page. Like the Charioteer is pulling these two horses who want to go in different directions, but they're, you know, he's pulling the horses in a single direction, right? And that's kind of what this is feeling like. Their heart wants to be on the same page with you. Their heart wants to find that common ground and have that mutual goal in mind, right? They want to get to a place of stability and grounded energy with you. It kind of could be that they see you as the divine feminine, they see you as the queen bee in some way, shape, or form, or they see you as a very nurturing energy as far as their heart towards you sees you as that very nurturing energy. They feel safe and secure with you. There's a desire to find common ground, all right, with the Chariot. If we're looking at over here the mind space, right, with the Hierophant, this is all about commitment. This is all about devotion, right? So their mind maybe feels a sense of loyalty and devotion, and a desire for commitment. If you consider the Hierophant, it's a priest, and priests do make vows, and they give promises, or they make promises that are usually kept for life, right? If there's a devotion to the church, let's say, if we're looking at it from a religious aspect. But the Hierophant is definitely that energy where it's like, okay, you know, their mind is thinking of commitment. Their mind is thinking about the promises that maybe at one time they made, or the fact that maybe there was a spiritual lesson here as well, because a Hierophant can talk about spiritual lessons. So their mind is considering the lesson in this connection, or the lesson in this this relationship. Okay, their mind has thought about that. And I also feel that they have gained a spiritual lesson or some spiritual knowledge from the connection with you, and that's why we're getting the Hierophant here. I feel also that in their mind they have leveled up as well, as far as what they think about the connection. They have come to some kind of spiritual, I'm feeling like spiritual conclusion in their mind, or in their journey when it comes to the connection with you. So their mind is in a good place, in a sense of they know things now, or they have gained knowledge from the experience. For whatever reason, I'm getting for some of you, this is somebody who you maybe had a strong spiritual connection with. It could be somebody that obviously that you might not be with right now, especially if we're looking to, you know, if we're looking to find out if you should connect with them or reach out, right? But nonetheless, there's a spiritual lesson that has been learned here, and their mind or their thoughts feel very heavily focused on that, okay? Nonetheless, then their heart is wishing to find that common ground and come together with you and have the same, you know, be on the same page with you, find that stability once more. Their heart feels you as very grounded and safe and secure, in a sense that there's a nurturing quality that you give. Their heart feels, it kind of feels like they miss that. They miss that. For whatever reason, the Queen of Pentacles in the, I don't know, the artwork's just giving me vibes. It's weird because I've never really seen this before when I look at this card, but it almost feels like they are the coin and you are the queen, nurturing them, right? Securing them, or something about your energy that makes them feel safe and secure. And it's this feeling of, I miss that. And again, their mind might be thinking about like wanting that commitment or missing that commitment with you in some way. Nonetheless, there was something to be gained, some knowledge to experience or to gain from this experience. It feels like a very spiritual thing, though, between you and this person, and their mind goes back to that. Let me replace my candle, because that did go out. And if you watch my readings enough, you know that I don't like to leave my candles out. So now that we know that, it looks promising, right? So now that we know that, let's take a look at should you reach out, right? I mean, it looks, so far looks good, especially with this card here. It could be that they also want to express their love. They also want to make that romantic gesture, okay? Again, get to a place where they can find common ground with you, right? So let's take a look. Let's see. Should you reach out? What would be, you know, I guess maybe we should ask what would be the outcome should you reach out, right? What would that look like if you were to reach out? And that'll maybe help us answer yes or no, right? So pile number 1 viewers, what would the situation look like if you were to reach out to your person, your special person? Okay, whoa, I think they would be shocked. I think they would be shocked with the Tower. Let's grab this one as well. Oh, wow, and the High Priestess. Interesting. Okay, hold on. I'm not done here. I need to grab at least a playing card. Let's find out. What would things look like should you reach out to your person? For whatever reason, I just got the vibe of secrets will be revealed with the High Priestess in the Tower, because the Tower comes in to kind of like shake things up, to wake things up, right, and make you see the reality of something, or see the truth of something that maybe was hidden from you before, right? It's kind of that moment where basically shit hits the fan, but when it does, it shows you something that you couldn't see about your situation prior. So at the same time, it's good, you know, it shakes things up, but it also rips the blindfold off, right, a little bit. So let's find out. Let's see, one more card here for the Tower and the High Priestess. Why are they sticking? I just want one. Okay, so this is a Knight of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. All right, and the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, the Tower energy, yeah, it will definitely come as a shock. Okay, it might be something that they would not expect for the longest time. Maybe they would not expect to hear from you. I think it would shock them, to be honest. I do think with the Hierophant, though, they do think a lot about it. I think you would really take them by surprise with the Tower. I think that also some things would be revealed. I think the High Priestess energy, which is a card of mystery and hiding, I think that would all, that paradigm of, or that veil would be lifted the minute that you reach out. Okay, and then the Knight of Swords is an energy of movement, forward movement, momentum. It's also energy of communication and speaking truth. And, you know, it's a sword, so he holds a sword of truth, which also reveals facts. It reveals facts, and you can't hide from the truth. So if you reached out, it would definitely shake them up a bit, but they would have to reveal some things. They wouldn't be able to hide anymore. It's like the High Priestess energy would come out of hiding. Now, that Seven of Pentacles, right, puts you in a position where you are forced to look at a situation up, down, left, right, and center, and it puts you in a position to reevaluate, right? Maybe reevaluate the connection. I think with the Knight of Swords, there's going to be some spoken truths, and it could be very shocking, right? There might be some things, again, that you would learn that maybe that you weren't really expecting, but nonetheless, it would put you in a position with them to, with the Seven of Pentacles, reevaluate the connection, what you need, what you don't need, if it can work, if it won't work, right? Because you have to consider Seven of Pentacles is that energy where you are in the garden, you're tending your garden, you want to see your garden grow. And sometimes you have to take a step back, look at the situation from every angle to see what it needs and what it doesn't need. Sometimes we can do that with our relationships or our environments. The thing is that the Seven of Pentacles is, there's a desire there to see something grow, see something thrive. It is a card of personal growth. So some things might get said, right, and shared that maybe you weren't expecting, maybe they weren't expecting. But again, the spiritual energy of the Hierophant and the High Priestess is here as a couple, okay? You have the masculine of the priest, you have the feminine of the priestess. So it's also showing me that you both have been on a spiritual journey. Okay, you both have been on a spiritual journey. I think what I heard from the Tower just now is the misconceptions, okay, the misunderstandings, the misconceptions or the assumptions that you both had about each other is what's going to come crumbling down. You and your person might have a lot of truths revealed, right? The High Priestess, like ripping the veil off, right? With the High Priestess and the Tower, that combo. So the veil might get lifted and ripped off to the point where all the assumptions you might have had about them, all the assumptions they might have had about you will literally come crashing down, and the truth gets revealed with the Knight of Swords. You're speaking open and plainly to each other, and then it's like, okay, the veil comes crashing down. We know what we need to know about each other. We know the truth about each other now. The Seven of Pentacles comes in and says, okay, now what are we going to do about it? Okay. How are we going to move forward from this? What do we need to do to work on this? Is it something we want to work on? Do we want to see where this can go moving forward? So I'm looking at this like, the question is, should you reach out? Should you not reach out, right? I think their heart is in a good place. I think their mind is also in a good place. Again, I think with the divine feminine and masculine energy represented here in the High Priestess and the Hierophant, you both have learned a lot on the spiritual journey in this connection. The card here, the energy surrounding it is saying express your love. Don't hesitate. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. But just know that when you do, okay, there's going to be some truths revealed about each other. Some assumptions that you might have had, might get shown to you as false, and vice versa. Whatever they assumed about you, you're going to show them and tell them they're wrong. And the same way goes with them, right? And that might actually help you reevaluate what to do about the connection moving forward with the Seven of Pentacles. So again, if you're ready to hear the truth, and if you're ready for your, maybe what you assume to be wrong, right, in some aspect, the same way goes for them, it might be a good idea to clear the air. Because you have to consider with the Tower energy, when that energy comes crashing down, the dust does settle. And when the dust does settle, you see everything that was hidden from you before with that High Priestess. So those are some things you might have to sit with yourself and decide, right, before you actually reach out. I think it's positive, though. The cards look positive. Oh, whoa. Twin flames. So you might be a twin flame with this person that literally just flew out. Okay. So let's see. Wow. Okay, I was going to ask just for another one, but... All right. It says, emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but perception... Wait, hold on. But they can also distort and... Why can't I read this? Oh my goodness. Throat chakra, right? Oh my goodness. Okay. Emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. Look at that. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. Okay, so again, I was getting that vibe from the Tower, right? Sometimes we assume things, or there are misconceptions we have, and our emotions can cloud our judgment and prevent us from seeing things clearly. But when the Tower comes in, right, it's ripping the veil off with the High Priestess of the things that were hidden from us. And when the dust settles, it does allow us to see clearly. And this is tying into that. They can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. You both had clouded vision, perhaps, with each other, is what this is telling me. But in order to see things clearly, you both have to let go of resentment, right? Wow. Okay. So yeah, that is definitely a good sign as well. So pile number one, this is your reading. This is what I have for you. If you feel that this has helped you in some way, by all means, please do let me know in the comment section down below. I really do appreciate hearing from everybody. Like, share, subscribe, as well as support this channel. Maybe even click that little bell for notifications, so that way you can get notified of future content. I upload pretty often, by the way. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, all my information is in the description box down below. Check me out on Etsy, see what readings I have available, maybe even check out some of my handmade crystal jewelry. You can book a reading basically whenever you feel guided to. Okay, so here you go, pile number one. This is your reading. Take care of yourselves. Be safe wherever you are. Much love to you, and keep shining. Pile number two, you chose this lovely piece of selenite. I'm just going to put that there. Let me get this out the way. That was from the previous reading. This is your card. I am not going to incorporate this into the reading. I did not shuffle for it. Normally when I do, I will incorporate it. But in this case, I just chose, I guess, 3 cards that were similarly related when it came to love. We had the heart, we had the arrow, Cupid arrows, and we also had the rose. So this is what you chose. We are looking at a lot of things today. The main thing we want to look at is, should you reach out to your person, right? What is the energy surrounding the entire situation to maybe help you make that decision? So we're going to be looking first at the energy surrounding the connection. We're going to be taking a look at their heart towards you. Could be feelings, how they feel about the connection. We'll also be taking a look at their thoughts and their mind towards you and the connection as well. And then last but not least, we'll look at, should you reach out? What does the energy look like, surrounding it if you were to reach out? So let's go ahead and start with the energy surrounding the connection at present. Your person, pile number 2, viewers, the energy surrounding your connection with your person at present. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. Okay, so it says pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Ooh, okay. Let's take a look at the rest, okay? For some of you so far, the energy surrounding the connection at present, looks a little, a little precarious, right? But let's see what's really going on. Let's take a look at their heart towards you. Their heart towards you at this moment towards you, the connection, the relationship. What does their heart look like towards you? All right, so we have the King of Wands. Okay, wow. And the Knight of Pentacles. Interesting. Let's take a look at their mind, their thoughts towards you and the connection at this time. Their thoughts towards you, the relationship, the connection. What are their thoughts right now? Their mind at this moment. What does that look like for pile number 2 viewers? Okay. All right. And before I grab the other card, as far as, you know, should you reach out, let's just get through this first, okay? So, the first thing that I'm feeling I want to address is this Five of Wands, okay? Because it looks like the Five of Wands is conflicted. Their mind is fighting right now with themselves. A lot of times the Five of Wands energy is an energy where you have conflict within yourself as well as in your environment outside yourself, right? A lot of times when we're conflicted within our mind or our heart, we kind of are at odds with ourselves, right? So also the Five of Wands can talk about having disputes, not only the disputing energy within ourselves where our mind is saying one thing, our heart is saying another, but it also can speak of disputes with other people. So I don't know if you and your person have gotten into like a petty argument or something where you're not seeing eye to eye, but the Five of Wands is representing that conflict, whether that conflict maybe be with you or the conflict within themselves. So they are conflicted in their mind. A lot of times, again, it's the mind saying one thing and the heart is telling them another, right? The energy surrounding the connection at this time is saying that it's not in the best light, okay? It's saying pay attention to the red flags. Maybe, you know, your person has given off red flags. Maybe there's some red flags in the connection itself that need addressed. And there's a little bit of a cautionary energy in this card saying, things just are hot right now. Okay, they're heated in the moment, right? It could be a little passionate. When we look at their heart space, we do see the King of Wands energy, and that is a very passionate energy, right? It's hot, and this is giving me vibes of hot-headed energy, or oh gosh, what's that? Tempered, hot-tempered, right? That's what this is telling me. There's a hot-tempered energy at this time with your person, with the King of Wands. The Knight of Pentacles, your person could be a fire sign as well. So Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, that could be you, that could be them somewhere in the chart as well. We have the Knight of Pentacles, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, right? So in their heart space, it's kind of giving me vibes of maybe they're hot-headed, they're hot-tempered. It kind of feels like with the Knight of Pentacles, they are trying to move slow, or they're methodical, taking their sweet old time, maybe trying to figure out their feelings or sort out their feelings is what I'm getting with these 3 cards here. Again, mind and heart go hand in hand, right? So if there's conflicting energy within themselves, and over here the Knight of Pentacles is trying to kind of like, you know, put one foot in front of the other, take it step by step, one day at a time. You know, it could be that they're just going through the motions, right? Trying to tame. For whatever reason, the Knight of Pentacles is giving me vibes of taming this wild energy of the King of Wands. At least that's how it's reading to me. Because the Knight of Pentacles is a energy that's a little bit on the slower moving side, right? And when you do take your time, you do things bit by bit, little by little, you are trying to go slow. So it kind of feels like this energy is slowing the King of Wands down in the heart space. So if there were heavy arguments or hot and heavy kind of like disagreements, their heart is trying to like come down from that, or cool it down. Like the heart is passionate and fired up, but it's trying to bring that blood. I don't know why I'm getting vibes of like bring the blood pressure down, or trying to cool off. Their heart is was maybe fired up and now trying to cool down. Yeah, for whatever reason, I'm getting like hot-tempered and then trying to bring that down a notch with the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, but over here in the mind, they are conflicted. So let's take a look over here as far as like, you know, what should you do as far as, you know, reaching out? What would that look like? You know, maybe that'll help you decide whether you should or not. So what would it look like if you were to reach out? Pile number 2 viewers, let's see, your person. What would it look like if you were to reach out? That'll help you decide whether you should or not. Okay, so we have the 5 of Cups. All right, so, I mean, the thing is that we have the King of Wands, and it's very passionate energy, right? So it's not like they don't feel anything. They do feel something. But it does not feel like they are in the right place. Okay, especially with this, pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. For pile number 2 viewers, it does feel like it might not be a good idea to reach out based on what the cards are saying. Now, at the end of the day, you can do whatever you want. I mean, none of us should ever live our life by the cards or allow the cards to be a map or a blueprint for life, right? So you can always do whatever you want to do despite what the cards say. You don't even have to agree with this reading. So, you know what I mean? It's called free will, and we all have that, right? We're all in control, and we are all the masters and the captains of our own ship, which is awesome, right? So this reading here, particularly for pile number 2, I can't sugarcoat this, right? Because that would not be honest. I can't say that it looks good when it doesn't, right? The card does say pay attention to the red flags, so there's a caution to this, and it's kind of saying it might not be a good idea. And it could be that your person, okay, it's not that your person has any ill will towards you or anything like that, but it could be that they are not in the right place at this time, or in the right frame of mind, okay, with the 5 of Wands especially, for you to reach out at this time. Maybe they do need to cool off, right, before you do extend yourself, right? Because it might not end well if they're not in the right frame of mind, and if their hot-temperedness, let's say, has not cooled down. It might not end well, right? So over here we're looking at, what would it look like if you were to reach out? Well, it does not look promising with the 5 of Cups, right? There's a lot of regret, a lot of sadness, a lot of sorrow here. And it's also this feeling of so much being lost with the 5 of Cups. And sometimes, and my candle just went out again, my goodness. Sometimes the 5 of Cups can talk about, loss, sadness, regret, and sometimes can talk about a broken heart, sometimes can talk about a breakup. There's a lot of cards in the tarot that speak of that. So if you were to reach out with, and then the 5 of Cups is saying that's kind of what it would look like if you were to reach out, it might be more sadness. It kind of feels like more, it might be more disappointing than what you would wish it to be, okay? And I can only imagine the amount of thumbs downs that I will get because this pile is reading like this in a shadow aspect, but yeah, I can't sugarcoat something I don't see. I don't think it's going to be a positive outcome if you were to reach out with the 5 of Cups, based on this card here, especially as the energy surrounding it. And the fact that their mind is completely conflicted. And for whatever reason, this energy of the King of Wands was giving me a hot-tempered nature that they are trying to cool down with the Knight of Pentacles. That is such a weird way of feeling that card, but that's what that's telling me. So they haven't cooled down yet, okay? I think if you were to reach out while they're still in that, hot-tempered mindset, especially with this, because this is another Wands energy, I think if you were to reach out now, it would not end, or it would not result to what you maybe would hope it would. Okay, I think there would be more disappointments than anything positive gained if you were to reach out now while everything is still so fresh, right? Because that's what this feels like. All right, and that's just me keeping it real with you. It might save you some heartache with that Five of Cups if you were maybe to just let it breathe. Okay, it reminds me of that song by Blue Cantrell. Baby, we need some time apart. We need to let it breathe, right? Breathe. I think Sean Paul is actually Sean Paul is actually in that song with her. I don't even know if I said the lyrics right. I think it's we need some time alone. We have to let it breathe. Maybe we need some time alone. We need to let it breathe. Yeah, that's that song. It's awesome. And no, yeah, it's probably an awful rendition of it, but it's a great song. If you've ever had a breakup, like that is, oh yeah, and her other song talks about breaking up with her boyfriend and spending all his money and using his credit card and stuff. I totally forgot the name of it. I can't for the life of me remember the name of the song. It makes me want to look it up. Anyhow, let's see if we can get some final oracles here. There's one that already fell out for you. Whoa, okay. All right. So it says, life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. When we resist change, we resist the natural flow of life and create unnecessary stress. Go with the flow. You'll be surprised where it leads. So that's kind of giving me the vibe of like, don't force this situation right now, right? There are changes occurring in the mix and we can't resist them. We just got to go with the flow of them, whatever they may be. And we create unnecessary stress for ourselves when we're trying to force a situation that, you know, is trying to change at this time. Or we're trying to force a direction that maybe we're not supposed to go down, right? And that's what this is saying to me. So if you just go with the flow of what's happening right now, just let it be what it will be. Right? Don't try to force a situation right now. Maybe the situation should not be forced because it could end up maybe with the Five of Cups not being what you want it to be, right? Passion, magnetic and seductive quality surrounds you at present. Enjoy it. And that's what I was saying. Things are heated. Things are hot right now, right? It might be a little too, I guess, tumultuous at this time, right? There's a lot of passion, a lot of hot-headed energy I'm feeling here. It could be from your person. It could be surrounding the situation. And when things are too heated, it might just, you know, like a volcano burst, you know, or explode. And we don't want that. It's kind of like, let this situation cool down, right? If it needs some time to breathe, let it breathe. Yeah, I think there is passion here, sure, but it could be of so intense of a nature that what you guys do is just end up fighting more than you end up, you know, kissing and making up, right? So that's what I got for you, pile number 2 viewers. If you feel that this has helped you in some way, by all means, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Like, share, subscribe, click the little bell for notification as well. So that way you get notified of future content. It always helps the channel. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, all you have to do is check me out on Etsy, see what readings I have available. I also have handmade crystal jewelry that I make by hand. You can check out some of my artwork as well. And you can book a reading whenever you feel guided to. Okay, so much love to you wherever you are. Be safe, be well, take care, and keep shining. Pile number 3 viewers, you chose this APOPHYLLYTE crystal. I will put that there. This is your card. I will not incorporate this into the reading. I did not shuffle for it. I just picked a trio of 3 that were similarly related to use as something to choose from. So we're going to be looking at whether it's a good idea maybe to reach out to your person or not. And first we want to take a look at the energy surrounding the connection. We want to take a look at their heart towards you. We also want to take a look at their thoughts towards you in the connection. And then we're going to look at, you know, what things would look like if you were to reach out. Okay. So let's see, pile number 3, viewers. What is the energy surrounding this connection at this time? The energy surrounding the connection between you and your person. Whoa. Okay, so engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Okay. Interesting. Let's take a look at the heart. Let's see. Let's take a look at the heart. Their heart towards you. Their heart towards you and the relationship and the connection. Let's see what their heart looks like towards you. One card to represent their heart towards you. Pile number 3, viewers. Pile number 3, viewers. Your person's heart towards you. One card. Okay, so we have a 5 of Pentacles. I am going to grab one more. All right, and the 8 of Cups. Let's take a look at their mind. Their mind, their thoughts towards you, towards a relationship, towards a connection. Page of Swords. I'm going to grab one more. Temperance. Okay, wow. All right, now let's get through this first before we go and find out, is it going to be a good idea to reach out or not, okay? Okay, so the heart space, I'm not going to lie, does not look pleasant, right? Because we have a 5 of Pentacles, which speaks of loss and feeling left out in the cold. Somebody could have ghosted, right? I don't know if you ghosted them, they ghosted you. Somebody did walk away from the connection. So there's the heart space. Their heart space is feeling the loss of that walking away. All right. The loss of the disconnect that they had in the connection. All right. So they're suffering from the loss of that. It kind of feels like maybe they see you as having walked away. Maybe you left them out in the cold with the 5 of Pentacles. Or if they were the ones who walked away and left you out in the cold, there's a feeling of it biting them in the behind now, or they're starting to feel the loss of, or the hurt of what they did. Like they're feeling that pain now as well, because for whatever reason, it's sad and sorry over here. Like they're feeling sorry about the whole thing, or they're feeling sad or regretful for what they did, right? And it's like, yeah, I don't know who left who, but there's definitely a feeling of loss and sadness from the fact that either they walked away from you or you walked away from them with the 8 of Cups energy. Somebody was left feeling totally out in the cold. And if they did the leaving out in the cold, I think they're kind of paying the price for that now, in a sense. So their heart is feeling like, feeling the loss, right? The loss is what this is saying. I also feel like their heart in the midst of whoever walked away, right? Their heart in the midst of the absence or the separation, their heart with the 8 of Cups has also, there's also this feeling of they've had to do some major soul searching, right? So the fact that they lost out with the 5 of Pentacles put them on the journey to do some soul searching for themselves. Sometimes the 8 of Cups is a situation where, you know, you can't really acquire much more than those 8 cups in that situation. So sometimes you feel put in a position where you have to walk away. Like if you had your issues and you couldn't resolve them, you know, it would get to a point where, okay, do I stay or do I go, right? Well, the 8 of Cups energy is that energy where it gets to a point where it decides it has to go for now, right? It has to go in search of, because there's not much more that can be done in the present moment, so it walks away. So their heart is feeling like somebody had to walk away because maybe the situation wasn't resolving itself, or it wasn't really getting where they wanted it to go, or maybe you wanted more, but they were not in a position to give more at that time. So therefore it created a loss, or somebody had to leave someone else out in the cold, right? Nonetheless, there's this feeling of, you know, that was painful for them with the 5 of Pentacles. It was painful for them either way, right? So their heart feels the loss of that, and the sadness attached to that walking away. Whatever it was, it doesn't feel like it was easy for them either. Like it wasn't easy for them to walk away from you, and it also was not easy for you to walk away from them. In other words, it was not easy for them to see you walk away from them if that was the case. Now, their mind, okay, and I'm going to address this in a minute. The Page of Swords energy, their mind, they think about connecting back, or they think about reaching out to you with the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is definitely a messenger card. It's a communication card. Also, I get vibes of sleuthing. I get vibes of being the little detective with the Page of Swords. Your person could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. That could also be you. I also have Sagittarius here with the Temperance. So I don't know who the Sagittarius is. Also could be them or you. Okay. Now, the Page of Swords, if I go back to this a second, it is the little detective of the tarot. Okay. The reason is it's inquisitive, right? It's curious. It wants to research information. So it could be that your person is spying on you, right? And looking at your social media, because social media is a form of communication. It's the way that we connect. So it could be that they do look at your social media. They are peering into that, being maybe sneaky behind the scenes. They could be one of those people where it's like you don't realize that they're following you, but they are, and they gather information. Maybe they gather information in the midst of not talking to you, in the midst of not being around you, or, you know, ever since you broke up, they probably still learn things about you. Pages are students of life. They're always learning and growing and broadening their horizons and feeding that inquisitive nature. So I'm getting, you know, the feeling that your person could be learning things about you in the absence. And there's also the feeling of they thought about reaching out and sending a message. Maybe sending a message through social media or a text or a phone call. There's a desire to talk with this card. So they have thought about reaching out to you because we're asking about their mind. Not only that, we have the Temperance energy here, which is also an indication that, you know, they want to heal this. You know, it's an energy of balance and harmony and equilibrium. It's also an energy of common ground and moderation, right? It's an alchemical card as well. We have a hidden Two of Cups in this card. So it could be that they want to reach out with the Page of Swords and they want to communicate, maybe to heal what went wrong over here in their, you know, in the heart space that their heart is still feeling. I think their heart still feels a lot of pain and loss and regret and sadness over how it went down or how you guys walked away from each other. But over here with these two cards, there's a feeling of, I want to reach out with the Page of Swords. I want to speak my mind. I want to maybe heal the situation. Find that balance. Come to some form of understanding with the Temperance. Because the Temperance card can talk about finding a solution. It's about mixing and pouring till you find the right recipe. Right? So it could be that they want to talk and they want to heal the connection. Or they've thought about reaching out to try to heal it or find some understanding. You know, water is flowing in this card and it can speak about purification. Again, the idea of healing. The engagement card can be very literal, like it could be a literal engagement, right? But when I'm looking at the phrase here, it says your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. You can only ascend to a higher level of commitment when you get to a place where you understand each other, right? So it could be that there is a need or desire, right, to understand one another and maybe evolve or level up from the pain of the past or the things that went wrong before. Again, there's this feeling of getting to a place where you understand one another, where you can be on the same page, again with the Temperance, where you can find common ground and speak truth with the Page of Swords. So let's find out, like, what what would the situation look like if you were to reach out? Maybe that'll help you decide whether it's a good idea to reach out or not. But, you know, what would that look like if you were to reach out and extend yourself, maybe speak your mind first, you know? Let's see, what would it look like if you were to reach out? Pile number 3, viewers. Wow. Okay. So that's amazing. That's a success energy, right? So that's a successful conclusion. If you were to reach out, it looks like it would help the connection level up and ascend to a higher level of commitment, right? Maybe you can eventually talk it out, heal it with the Page of Swords and the Temperance, and get to a place where it's successful with the Six of Wands. Now, you have to consider the Six of Wands energy is all about overcoming obstacles. It is triumph over adversity. It is a card of victory. So, and it is a card where the soldier is sitting on top of his horse. He is sitting from a higher perspective, right, than the people on the ground, right? So it is kind of giving me vibes of, you know, sitting high and mighty, but in a way where it's like you're getting the bigger picture because you have a higher viewpoint, right? That's what that's kind of feeling like. You're getting the bigger picture. But nonetheless, this is about victory, triumph over previous adversity in the connection. If you were to reach out, it looks like it would be successful. Okay, it would definitely be a successful endeavor, and it might help you take your connection or relationship to a higher level that maybe wasn't there before, right? Maybe you can get to a place of understanding where you can speak truth and reveal some things maybe that, you know, were never said before, right? It's kind of feeling like over here with the Page of Swords, there's something your person has to say. It's like something they want to say that they didn't get a chance to say before. And it's like they're not going to be able to feel good in their heart about the relationship until they get that off their chest and they heal that in some way. Yeah, that's definitely what that's feeling like. The Six of Wands is definitely a positive vibe, a positive card. As far as what it would look like should you reach out, well, it would be a successful outcome by the looks of it. With that, you'll be able to overcome, you know, some things with each other. Maybe get to a place of understanding and truth. Maybe the previous obstacles that were there before maybe aren't there anymore with that card as well in that position. It does feel like higher understanding, right? Higher level of commitment, higher understanding, or higher perspective. Again, it's only because the guy is literally sitting in a position where he can see the bigger picture. He's not at ground level. It's like he's looking one level up over everything. So, yeah, I mean, I think there's some things on your person's chest that they need to get off their chest. They need to say. I think they're hurting over here. I'm not gonna lie. They're hurting over here. Okay. And it does feel like there's something that they've been holding and keeping to themselves as far as what they want to say. And it feels like they maybe have not gotten to a place where they feel even comfortable to say what they need to say. So for now, they're just looking, they're peering into your life or looking at you from a distance. Again, if you left them out in the cold, maybe they don't feel that, you know, they're in a position to where they can reach out, even though they desperately want to, in order to heal what needs to be healed or say what they need to say and get that off their chest. It could be that maybe they're, I don't know why I'm getting the vibe of like somewhat afraid of reaching out. It could be that if you reached out here with the Six of Wands, it might break that ice. Okay, it might break the ice here with the Five of Pentacles because they are out in the snow. I think in the midst of not talking to you or communicating with you, though, they have done a lot of healing or a lot of soul searching. And now that they've gotten to a place of healing, now it's when they feel they want to talk. Okay, so if you were to reach out, the outcome looks promising. It might help you guys overcome previous adversity or obstacles and get to a place of understanding. And that's why this is saying, look, your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment, maybe even a higher level of understanding. Okay, so let's see if we can get some final oracle cards on this pile number 3, viewers. Let's see what we get here. Whoa, okay, let's grab one more. All right, that flew out. It says, the past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. Okay, so maybe you guys could put the past behind you, release it, and embrace the new with one another, right? There is a new path available to you if you follow through or follow it with faith. So what is your heart telling you to do? Maybe there's a need to rely on that as far as whether it's a good idea to reach out or not, right? We have that card, and that says, oh, okay, my beloved, though we may be physically apart, there you go, spiritually we are always united, for love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. There you go. And that kind of feels like the alchemical energy, right, of the temperance. It's definitely that balance of, or that, again, hidden 2 of cups I was feeling, right? So even if you guys aren't together physically, it could be that the connection is still there. Again, maybe that's why with the Page of Swords, it feels like they think about you a lot, and it's like wanting to heal that. Maybe there is that energetic connection back and forth with the 2 cups, right, that are flowing into one another. Maybe you guys still experience that. And that's what this is talking about. Like, basically, if you're not with them physically, it still feels like there is a connection there spiritually. And you guys are always together that way, right? So, pile number 3, this is your reading. If you feel that this has helped and connected for you, by all means, please do let me know in the comment section down below. I really do appreciate hearing from each and every one of you. If you want to support this channel, like, share, subscribe, maybe even click that little bell for notifications so you don't miss out on future content. I do upload pretty often. And if you want to check me out on Etsy, let's say you're ever in the need of a personal reading, all you have to do is check me out on Etsy. All my information is in the description box down below. You can visit my shop, see what readings I have available, maybe check out my handmade crystal jewelry as well. You can literally book a reading whenever you feel guided to. Okay, so much love to you wherever you are. Pile number 3. Viewers, take care of yourselves and keep shining.